what advice would you give to leaders who are aspiring to be good mentors, or on conversely, somebody looking for a mentor and how they could go about finding one? I feel like I stumbled into a lot of the mentors in my early career.
I think that's like, it's actually better, I think, connecting with people more organically than to be assigned a mentor, right? Finding common passions, finding common interests, making sure that, like, as a mentor, you're providing time for the people that are having those questions, engaging with you, and making sure that you're making that effort, right? And on the other side too, as a mentee, don't be afraid to ask the questions, right? And not everything needs to be formalized. I think, like, a lot of my experiences early on in the industry, I was one of the people that would show up super early on the job site. Maybe the only other person in the trailer would be our carpenter, foreman, and maybe our lead layout. And those are the people that are constantly figuring out and solving problems. And it was just like a great way to kind of learn how their careers have gone and then try and show them how to do it a little bit different from my perspective, like using technology, using kind of different communication methods and things to really drive home, doing it more efficiently and everything. To me, it's like trying to kind of pair up people in a way where, like, it's a force magnifier versus just another task for someone to do.
Yeah, you step out of the obligation area and it's like people are actually excited about having these conversations and sharing the knowledge. But I love how you point out, don't be afraid to ask those questions, because early in my career, I was noisy. I asked a lot of those questions and it's like, that's interesting. Tell me more, or I want to work on that.
That's good.
It must be no surprise that I'm sitting up here with a bunch of microphones in front of me.
Asking questions.
Yeah, asking questions. But it really shows your interest in something. And that's what uncovers the opportunities as well. Like, I didn't know the Dubai opportunity was possible for me in my career. And when I overheard somebody saying, gosh, we really need a proposal manager over there because it'll help work with other teams. I'm in my early 20s at this point. I can go wherever. I'm like, hey, I'm right here. I'll go. I don't have a family. I don't have any pets. I'm down, and I chirped about that for a while and the opportunity unfolded. And if I hadn't been noisy about that, it never would have happened. They might have picked somebody else. They might have hired somebody else over there. And so I think there's a lot to be said for that. But conversely, the other side of that, I think, for our leaders is to make it really clearly known that it's okay to ask those questions. Because if you're not setting the expectations for that environment, somebody might not ever feel comfortable, especially if they're really junior. You go, hey, no stupid questions. It's okay to come to me. Safe space.
If you're not asking questions, you're not learning too.
Yep.
Yeah,
I agree with you completely. And there's a culture aspect of that really sets the stage for your entire team. And it's not just, my career question. It's, hey, I have a problem. I need help with this. This isn't going well. Nobody likes sharing bad news, but in the construction industry, the longer you wait to share the bad news, the bigger the blowback of that bad news can be. And so, jump up and let's figure it out.
Yeah, and you learn from mistakes, you learn from things too. So, like, the more you can be vocal and learn that lesson earlier, the better it is too.
Absolutely. And once in a while, you might get your wrist slapped, but that's all right. That's okay too. Yeah. And it's also okay to be told no and get comfortable with that. You ask a question, you say, I want to do this. And, somebody might say, no, not yet. Now they know you're interested. Maybe the opportunity comes later, or maybe not. But you're still kind of feeling out that balance and where your role is and where that sits in the ecosystem of your current employer or wherever you're talking about right now. So I love this. As you can tell, I like this topic a lot. I think it's really exciting.